So today we're going to talk about Microsoft Office 365 and the productivity applications that are available within that suite. We're going to review about 20 of them, 25 of them today very quickly for you. So stay tuned and let's jump right to it. To get started, we want to go to office.com and go to sign into Office 365. And you'll know you're signed in because your user account is up here in the upper right. To get started, we can click on here and see all of our applications. We can also search for these applications, but today we're just going to click on this All Apps. We click on All Apps, it's going to go ahead and push us into this screen right here. And then when we click on All Apps, we're going to see all the apps that we're going to go through today. Usually in my videos, I go through and open each one, but there's so many of them in this video that we're going to go through each one individually just for a brief minute or so, and then we can have follow-up videos on additional details. So let's get started here with Bookings itself. So Bookings is a productivity application, and I can't believe that's the one I don't have opened. So we're going to go ahead and just select it to open it up, and Bookings will come up. Now, Bookings is an application used for scheduling. It's a great application. I've used it for years. Would strongly suggest doing it. Notice here you can set up 30-minute, 15-minute meetings, and then you can define within Bookings what your availability is, whether it's looking at your calendar or whether you set specific times on specific days where people can set up appointments with you. Then when somebody requests to meet with you, you simply send them the link to Bookings. Bookings will then take it from there and provide for them what available time slots and your meeting information. Additionally, Bookings sends out precursor emails and follow-up emails after the meeting, all automated. Very nice program. One last thing before we leave Bookings, you can share Bookings outside of your environment as well with people that aren't part of your environment. So that's a pretty cool feature. All right, Microsoft Word. I'm not going to go to a lot within Microsoft Word. It's Microsoft Word. It's the same it's been for a long time. Powerful tool. One of the cool things I like about Microsoft Word is you're able to do voice dictation. And I just wanted to point this out real quick as we look at these apps. There are certain features within the apps that we may not have recognized as a nice feature that we can use. So right here under Dictate, if I select Dictate, it's going to come up with my mic, and then I can actually do voice dictation to do my documents. So pretty cool stuff there. Okay, so that's Microsoft Word and Microsoft Bookings. Let's look at Microsoft Whiteboard, which is right here, Whiteboard. Now, Whiteboard is available on your Android and your phone app as well. And there's a whole nother series of videos that goes over what's available on Android, because some of these apps act a little differently within Android, and you want to be a little careful on how to use them. But this is a pretty cool whiteboard. For example, you can select a template that you want to use, or you can start with a blank canvas, and then you can literally just select what your pin is and draw what you want to draw on the whiteboard. And during meetings, you can share this and have people share, right? So actually send a link and they can see. You can set a timer. There's lots of things you can do with this feature. It's a very nice thing. Microsoft Whiteboard. And you can save those drawings as well. Visio has been around for a long time. It's a great application for doing basic flow chart type, and you can see several of the examples here. It's pretty easy to get started. It's a web-based application, and again, it's part of your Office 365, and sometimes for some features here, you're going to need some additional licensing. So this is kind of the Visio, and then it'll keep record of everything here. Another great application, and you can see here I can just drag things on and create drawings and things of that nature. So very nice. It's a nice application. It has been for years. All right, to do To Do is a task management program. We're going to go over To Do in another one of the videos as well, but Microsoft has lots of applications that collect and manage tasks. This application here is nice. You can share it with your family. It's very simple, and it's literally just a checklist of items. It's not a lot of assignments or depth to it, but it works if you're just needing some tasks. And since we're talking about tasks, let's go ahead and talk about some of the other productivity around task management. So that's To Do. We're going to close that. Microsoft Project is another task management application. Now, the difference between To Do, remember, To Do is very simple. Think of it more of a checklist. Project, which you can see I don't use, but Project is a little more detailed. It has like dependencies, for example. You can interlock dependencies. You can set up restraints on resources, things of that nature. So this is really the step above, and the middle ground is really Planner. So you have To Do, Planner, and Project as kind of your three real core applications for project and task management. All have their limitations and their strengths. Planner is widely used and is up for a new update actually in 2024. So this application is certainly one of those that Microsoft is investing in. We're seeing a lot of combination between Planner and Project. We're seeing them kind of merge together as well. So those are the three, but also within different applications, you can do task management as well. And I was just trying to pull up Teams. I don't know where Teams is on my list of things here. Hold on one sec here. All right, well, Teams also has project management in it as well. You can see the link here. Now, this used to be, this To Do used to be Outlook tasks. So when you click on Outlook, you're going to get tasks, you're going to get groups, people, calendar, mail, and OneDrive. You can also get all of those here. So for example, you can go to calendar, you can go to people, right? You can go to Do. You probably see it right there. Okay, so you can do all of those things as well directly from the app menu, or directly connect to it using this module here, right here within Outlook. You can also flip out and go to other applications. So that's kind of Outlook. We're going to go over what people will. We can do it now. Calendar is a basic application. It does your calendaring for you. You can also add other calendars, which makes it very convenient. People really list all of the people within your organization, and groups are the groups that you create for security primarily and grouping workloads together. And we talk about that in lots of other videos, but groups, Outlook groups, are the core of much of Office 365 security design. So you need to be very familiar with Outlook groups. Tasks, To Do, we talked about, and then OneDrive, of course, is the place where you store files, and you can see different files here, and it's storing different types. You can see these are SharePoint, this is a document, this is a OneNote, all of those available within OneDrive. So again, that's Outlook. You can see here how Outlook works. We're going to shut down that. We talked about, let's see here. Well, let's talk a little bit about PowerPoint. PowerPoint is a pretty simple application. It's presentations. Most people know about it. Open it, take a look at some of the templates. Very simple to use. It's really a graphic design program that many organizations use. All right. Visio, we talked about already. We got Visio. We talked about Whiteboard. I'm trying to find what we haven't. Bookings, we talked about bookings. SharePoint. SharePoint is the tried and true environment. Notice here it's feeding upon those groups that we made within Outlook, as I said. And SharePoint offers a site view. Now, SharePoint's been around for a long time. You can see here my news, my sites, my files, my lists, and you can create different items from here as well. And you can see here the strength of the SharePoint environment. SharePoint offers us lots of information and provides for us a user interface that honestly you can see here, kind of a dashboard look. Many people throughout the globe use SharePoint as their primary landing. Although I will tell you that SharePoint, so that's SharePoint, and has access to all of this information. So let's go ahead and close that. And I wanted to talk a little bit about some of these other apps that are kind of new but are coming out and replacing things. This happens to be chat within Teams. This is the Teams environment. Remember, within Teams also you have tasks, although I don't believe I have any loaded, but you can load tasks and Planner and do all of that within the Teams environment. Many people use Teams for chat and phone calls. OneNote is an application we're going to talk about in a minute. Here's OneDrive. Again, we talked about OneDrive lists. Now, think of a list as a spreadsheet, and that's really what lists are. They're a spreadsheet. They have columns and rows in them. The nice thing about a list is you can share it with others, and it's managed easily, and it's a feeder. It's a feeder for the Power Suite, Power Apps, Power BI, and Power Automate. So if you're going to do any of that type of work, you want to move those spreadsheets into a list. So Microsoft Forms is a great application that allows people to enter in information and provide feedback. So for example, here this is a form. We're just asking for activity drivers, and you can see here they submit and add. We can do a preview here and go through it, and this is what the form looks like. The nice thing about Microsoft Forms is that you can collect it from anyone in or outside your organization, which is nice, and you can also look at the responses in a graphic format. So Forms becomes very nice. One of the caution with Forms is that if you're using Forms to engage with other applications within Office 365, it can sometimes be a challenge. Viva Engage really is what they used to have. This is kind of on their social networking platform where you have communities, you share storylines, things of that nature. It's really a communication, an open flowing communication tool, maybe similar to a Slack or Yammer that they used to have, and different applications. So Engage, a social media type of application that allows you to have community storylines, do polls, it's a chat session, open text chat. Delve is actually a pretty cool tool. It allows you to look for specific people within your organization. You can see what documents they're working on. Notice here, this is that Visio document we worked on. So it kind of links everything, and you can see your information as well. So you can see, oh, that's right, I worked on that then. So Delve becomes a very nice application. You can also look up other people and what they're doing within your organization as well. You can see here, and my wife hasn't done anything. I just put her in here as bogus, but you can see lots of things within Delve. All right, we talked about Outlook and Calendar. Now let's talk about some of these new features. Loop, for example. Now, OneNote has historically been a place where you can keep notes, file information. It's kind of that note taker similar to Evernote. It is, I believe, phasing out and moving into what we call Loop. Now, Loop has more than what I'm showing here. It's an integrated platform that really allows you to do all types of things. As you can see, you can add in task lists, voting, you can record video, dump in different apps, link it to Planner, for example. You can do all types of things within here. This is really intended to be the one-stop shop for everything in the Microsoft environment. And potentially, this is a replacement for both SharePoint and for OneNote. Now, of course, it won't completely replace SharePoint because it's going to have SharePoint in the background doing a lot of this work, but it's a pretty cool little application. You can share the workspace, the component. You can share it with others within your organization, things of that nature. So see some other videos I have on Loop. It's really a very interesting application. You can build via components. You can build different workspaces, all types of things. So take a look at Loop. It's worth taking a look at. And I think you're going to see a lot more integration in the future. Well, that is a very quick tour of Microsoft Office 365 productivity-based applications. I hope this has been advantageous to you. There are some we missed. We didn't go through all of it. We're going to pick up some of those and see the other videos we have on exploring what's available within the Office 365 suite.